This episode is brought to you by Wix. Start off the new year right with a new professional website from Wix. 2018 is finally behind us. It was an eventful year, and brought us the rapid rise and domination of Fortnite, the release of the long-awaited Smash Ultimate, the resurgence of the car salesman meme, and a weird obsession with Tide Pods. That sounds like a full year right there, but believe it or not, there were plenty of other significant moments throughout the course of 2018. As the new year dawns and we slowly crawl into the light from our drunken stupor, what magical moments await us in 2019? In this episode, we're going to look at some of the more likely events to expect at some point in the coming year. These predictions are based on publicly available information and professional analysis whenever available, and are in no particular order. So, without further ado, number 1. 2019 will be a landmark year for electric vehicles. With fossil fuels increasingly in the crosshairs around the world, EVs are poised to make a huge splash in the automotive industry. Tesla is expected to surpass the 500,000 vehicles produced annually mark. Several large automakers will unveil flagship electric cars, including Ford with an all-electric Mustang, Audi's new e-tron, and Porsche's Taycan. And several manufacturers like Volvo plan to end their production of gasoline-powered cars entirely and focus solely on developing new electric vehicles. We'll likely see new companies and partnerships developing other electric cars, and newer manufacturers like Rivian stand to make a big impact if they can pull off their impressive electric pickup. It'll likely be a few more years before electric cars become the all-around better option for both manufacturers and consumers. But 2019 will mark a pivotal year for the technology. Number 2. Elon Musk and SpaceX plan to launch their very own satellite-based gigabit internet service. If all goes well, the 2 test satellites already in orbit will be followed by over 4,000 more by 2024, with the goal of providing global high-speed internet in a service called Starlink. If everything goes according to plan, the network will reduce satellite broadband latency from about 600 milliseconds today to between 25 milliseconds and 35 milliseconds, putting it on par with ground-based operations. This project makes SpaceX the 4th company to break into the field of space-based internet, alongside OneWeb, Space Norway, and Telesat. Satellite-based high-speed internet service could provide a huge benefit for developing nations and average consumers alike. Number 3. The United States will likely head towards an economic recession later in the year. While unemployment rates and gas prices are low, various trade wars with China and other nations are already slowing economic growth. Other red flags include the Federal Reserve's plan for interest rate hikes and the stock market's dramatic plunge right at the end of 2018. On Christmas Eve, the S&P 500 was down 19.78% from its mid-September peak, just shy of being considered a bear market. It's unlikely a real recession will hit until 2020, but the building blocks are starting to pile up. On the bright side, we're likely to continue to see a wealth of job openings throughout 2019, and gas prices should remain low. Number 4. It's become increasingly likely that we'll see impeachment proceedings against the President of the United States. Since assuming the office, President Trump has faced numerous scandals, but is now looking down the barrel of not only a special counsel investigation, but also numerous criminal investigations into his business dealings by the SDNY. For those unfamiliar with the terminology, impeachment does not mean removing a president from office. It's simply a charge of misconduct made against a government official. 2 former presidents have been impeached, Andrew Johnson in 1868 and Bill Clinton in 1998, but both men were acquitted of their accused crimes and were not removed from office. Impeachment proceedings against Richard Nixon were referred to the full House of Representatives for consideration, but Nixon chose to resign before a decision was made. Due to the scope and seriousness of the accusations against Donald Trump, if impeachment proceedings are initiated, and if the special counsel's report is as damning as it's rumored to be, it's likely that the president will either have to resign or become the first president removed from office. Number 5. Internet usage will finally beat television usage in terms of daily consumption. For the last several years, average internet use has been quickly catching up to television watch time, and is expected to just surpass it in 2019. The predicted numbers are 170.6 minutes per day spent on the internet versus 170.3 minutes per day watching TV. Interestingly, this even accounts for using Netflix and other streaming services online, which shows just how popular traditional television still is among older audiences. Mobile devices are largely the reason for the surge in internet usage, as they've become more affordable, more capable, and can access streaming services just like a laptop or desktop computer can. Mobile internet usage increased by over 500% in the years between 2011 and 2018, and is expected to account for over a quarter of all internet usage in 2019. Number 6. It's shaping up to be a big year for green energy. In California, all new homes will be required to include solar panels by 2020, greatly cutting emissions related to power production. This will likely be followed by other, similarly minded states. Across the US, and particularly among the young people and in the new class of the House of Representatives, momentum is building for a so-called Green New Deal, a dramatic and rapid shift away from fossil fuels and towards sustainable, environmentally responsible energy production. Groups like the Sunrise Movement are putting tremendous pressure on government officials to pledge not to accept any donations from fossil fuel advocacy groups and to agree to back the Green New Deal. Young people are expected to become even more involved, as younger, green energy-friendly politicians are doing their best to get the youth engaged in the process. Number 7. Companies will begin to hire more people from non-traditional education backgrounds. In a society where four-year degrees are becoming both more common and less valuable, and where debates over their importance are commonplace, tech companies will begin to hire young people with real-world experience or certifications from coding boot camps, or simply those who can show examples of their work actually performing a vital task successfully. Many of these young people have proven that online or in-person coding boot camps are more effective at teaching real-world skills, and notable tech companies have caught on, some even going so far as to remove their higher education requirements entirely. Number 8. We could see the early stages of an Internet Bill of Rights. With all the controversy surrounding Facebook's use of personal data and, more recently, their massive security breaches, concerned citizens and government officials alike have started tossing around the idea of a codified set of rules to protect the rights and safety of the people online. Establishing such a rigid set of regulations would require quite a struggle, since big businesses and tech companies directly benefit from gathering and selling user data. It wouldn't be legislation that could pass this year. It would likely take several years before a good balance could be struck. But an Internet Bill of Rights is definitely on the horizon. And finally, number 9. This is more of a shameless plug than a prediction, but I'm currently developing a brand new show with Joseph from Real Life Lore, and it'll be launching early this year, most likely in late February or early March, so stay tuned for more details in the next month. And if you really want to support the channel and our future content, why not start the new year off right with a shiny new website from Wix? With Wix, you can build a sleek, professional website to showcase your skills, sell products, book gigs, and just about anything else you could want. Wix does all the heavy lifting like hosting, custom domains, email marketing, and more, allowing you to focus on the creative side of things. You have total creative freedom over your websites, allowing for limitless possibilities, and you don't even have to be a web designer. Wix caters to everyone regardless of skill level, whether you're a novice, business owner, or a seasoned website builder. So, if you want to build your very own professional website, visit Wix by following the link below.